Well, cream my corn and call me spooky.
Welcome back, guys, to Two Girls, One Shelf. Let me tell you what, you guys need to hold your bookmarks after we get to this read, because it is one wild ride.
It may make your book club go crazy. Literally. Not like for real crazy. I'm picking up corn, y'all. Hold on. Okay.
So, we decided to go to Disney a couple weeks ago with our book club, some of our book club girlies, and we decided that we wanted to do a group read with our book club. And let me tell you, it was a weird read.
A wild ride, if you will.
Wild ride. So we didn't know what we wanted to read, so I went on Goodreads, found a couple of short novellas, and let me tell you, Sam, I blame you for this, okay? I blame you. Sam from Goodreads, because your review on this Carving Cara book is the reason why we read this book.
Yep, the cream my corn and call me spooky. We literally talk about this every day. Or we say it every day.
And after reading this book, I will never be able to order a pumpkin spice latte.
Or look at corn.
Or look at corn.
The same way. The same way. Unless it's falling in front of me.
But this book will, put you through a couple of emotions.
I can't unread it ever again.
No, it's seared into my brain forever.
Hope I forget it one day.
But honestly, though, so I'll ask this question later, but
I do want to read the next book.
That's what I was going to ask. As much as I was traumatized, I'm committed now.
I need to know what
happens to the rest of the book now.
You'll find out. But we'll talk about it. I rated it 1 star.
I did too, and I still want to go back. I want more.
Oh, what's your red flag? Reading 1-star series.
Yep. Happily.
And afraid. Let's jump into this book. So we start off in a town called Hollow Grove. Cool for a spooky October book, makes sense. We have our leading lady, Cara. She's, I guess, the town's famous tattoo artist. Not really famous, but when you live in a small town and you do tattoos really well, then you're famous. So she's covered in tats, looking beautiful. She's got this cool gothic themed house, like doom and gloom. She loves it. She goes all out for Halloween, decorating her house. I think the beginning of the book actually starts with her outside working in the yard.
Yeah. See, I want to be that person, but I'm not. I currently have one skeleton on my porch that still has a tag on it. And the skeleton's only this big.
And I'm just like, my neighbors have the thousands of dollars of skeletons from Home Depot, and I have a spider web from Aldi. For $15.
Hey, it's all about balance, man.
Yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's fine. But I do decorate the inside of my house a little bit better than my yard. My yard looks like it's okay.
It's a yard.
It's there.
But you know what? You do pass out candy.
Lots of candy.
So you make up for it. All right, well, Cara has a best friend named Sloan, and they're basically going to meet at this coffee shop called the Rustic Roast, where they meet Juan. Okay? Juan is the literal barista of my dreams, okay? Because they have been talking about how they were going to do this pumpkin spice latte, which, again, after this book, I don't know if I can drink one.
Never again.
Okay. But anyways, they're excited about this pumpkin spice latte, and they were complaining about the last time that they went that they didn't have it. So they go in, they order the pumpkin spice latte. Juan is like, no problem, girlies. I got them just for you. He literally knew what time they were going to come, had them ready for them, and set the flavor aside for them.
Yeah, but you know who I pictured Juan as?
Who?
The guy from The Proposal that does, like, the striptease dance.
Yes! Oh, my God.
That's that's how I pictured him. Because he was the man that does everything and everybody loves him.
No, I like him. I wish Juan had more of a part in the book.
Yeah.
Like, justice for Juan, okay? He needs his own book.
That's why this book got 1 star. It's from Juan. Just Juan. Nobody else. Juan.
But Cara and Sloan are going to a table to talk about all their little things. Well, Cara sees a hottie over there in the corner, and she's making hard eyes at him and basically describes him as his dream boat, right?
Because he's all tatted up and like just
super muscular, bad guy. We love a bad guy. The only thing that took me out for him is when they said that he had a face tattoo, like the teardrop tattoo. I was like, ugh. it. That just kind of took it down a couple octaves for me.
Yeah, that wasn't. I'm not big on face tattoos.
No, me either.
Yeah.
Especially just like the single teardrop.
I'm like, all right, who'd you kill?
Yeah.
I just gotta know now. I know you're bad. Tell me the truth. You got it on your face.
Anyways, I just love it during this part, too, that Sloane is just talking so loud. Like, basically blasting about Cara's business and just how she's been having a dry spell.
Yes. Straight up and be like, hey. It's like, hey, Cara has a dry spell.
And she'd be using her vibrator.
It's funny because I think it was like more of an attention thing. Like, oh, you don't want to pay attention to me, but this hottie, let me be your friend right now.
Yeah, basically.
And she's like, shut up, dude. He's looking at me still. Be quiet. Now
Like, be cool. Be cool.
But we do find out this guy's name is Red, and apparently, even though he'd be looking like a bad boy, he's a hacker for the CIA, which kind of
Threw me.
wait, what? Like, and then this is the part that drove me nuts. He's trying to hack into the cartel because this is like their headquarters or whatever, because they killed his father. But then that goes nowhere else through the rest of the book.
No. But I wonder if there's going to be more with the other books.
I don't know. It was just such a big piece of knowledge to drop and then just not even continue a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Like, there was literally no more mention of the cartel.
No,
in
there
the
was
rest
just
of the
one sentence, and then it was, okay, I'm obsessed with Cara.
Yes,
That's
literally. He's just like, I see her looking at me.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think she likes me. Ooh, I know what she likes. And I'm, let's serve.
Yeah, it was so quick because it was just like basically they were making eyes at each other, and then he was talking about getting her name tattooed on his business.
Oh,
Like, it just went from 0 to 100 so fast.
like,
That does not sound like a good time to me at all.
yeah, and then the whole piercing of the ladder thing kind of really just,
Jacob's ladder?
yeah. I didn't need that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Didn't need
But you know what? I think I would rather have read that than the whole getting the tattoo of her name on his business.
I know.
Because if some dude came up to me and been like, hey, I got your name tattooed on my business, I would laugh and be like, yeah, right. And then he showed me and my name was on there, I would leave.
I mean, what do you do?
I would
Because it's kind of like this book. You have to live with that knowledge of just, it's there forever.
Yeah, I would leave.
That whole, but it doesn't matter where you go. It's still there. The next time he pulls it out to wash it in the shower, it's still there.
It's me, his business, and the loofah.
So sad.
Oh, man.
But he hears her talking about a party, and homie is just, I mean, I guess he's the CIA, so I would say he's the FBI.
But still, like,
He's an address. He found it based off of her just being like, oh yeah, it's by this one. He's like, 2 houses are over there. What's that one?
yeah, like, homie picked up longitude, latitude in 10 seconds. He was like, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, but he can't find the person who killed his dad.
Exactly.
Don't make no sense.
No, none. Red
No.
do better.
But Red he's gonna go to this party to find his
His boo.
corn cob.
Oh, God.
His little corn cob.
It's popcorn, if you will.
Little Colonel. But he's like, I'm going to the party with or without her permission. I don't really care. I'm going because she wants me there. So home dude is delusional.
Which she never said.
No.
She never said she wanted him there.
Nothing. But then he goes outside and he's like, I gotta get a costume that she'll like. And he picks out like the scarecrow mask.
Which I didn't really think that he would pick a scarecrow mask. I thought he was going to go with something more traditional, kind of like the ghost face. You know, the scarecrow's fine, but I just didn't expect the scarecrow.
Yeah, because he seems just so edgy in the scarecrow.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably like a creepy scarecrow, you know?
But even creepy scarecrows.
Yeah, I just figured he would be more traditional, like Ghostface or like even
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers, yeah.
Yeah, it's like you got a whole teardrop on your face and you go choose a scarecrow.
He should have just gone as himself. It's not like anybody knew him.
Just standing out there in the yard. No mask.
Hands on his hips.
Just draw an extra teardrop for.
And like one of the quotes too that he says at this point is just, to some she may be the girl of their dreams, the perfect girl next door, but to me she is my monster under my bed, the thing that keeps me up at night, my little nightmare. Homie is
Indeed.
yes. He saw her once and he's like, I want that pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah, and I think it's so crazy. I'm just like, okay, so a girl walks by you looking a little gothic and tattooed, and you're just,
Yep,
She
that's
loves
the
me.
one.
how did you get a job at the CIA? Because obviously this has to be a trend for him. This has to happen.
And
often.
that's my thing. It's like, who cleared him mentally?
Yeah.
Like, because the CIA is lacking, okay?
Yeah. Were they desperate? Did they find him in prison? Just like, what to do?
Maybe he was like one of those
work for his freedom.
You know, that he was so smart that he was in prison, and the CIA was like, we need somebody like him, so he has to work off for his freedom.
He's only got one teardrop. I mean, how bad can it be? Like,
wait till they check out his business. That's where the rest of them are.
Got names on every side. Names everywhere. Pull it back, still more names.
Oh, good, not pull it back. Oh my god.
Flip it and reverse it. Names.
The sweater's hiding some.
A little turtleneck back.
Oh my god. Dad, please don't watch this. Oh, anyways, well, it's party time. The girls are getting ready to go to the party. I think, honestly, one of my favorite lines in this book was when Sloane was looking at one of the books on Cara's bookshelf, and it's a monster smut book, and Cara says, oh, there's double peen in that book.
Yeah, which I was just like...
It was just so random, especially because we were listening to the audiobook, and we were listening on, like, 2.0.
Yeah, we were listening.
And it was just like, look, double peen!
Yeah, I didn't know that it was a monster book, so I was just confused. I was like, who wrote this book?
We were going from stalker to double peen. Like, there's a lot going on in this book. Well, Cara's an angel. Sloane's going to be the devil.
I thought that was cute.
I did too. I thought that was cute.
Like, Dusty.
But Rhett, it was a lot of his point of view, and basically he's like watching her in the party in the shadows, real creepy, like in his little scarecrow mask. He was giving very Joe vibes from you.
Yeah, that's like the way that the audiobook read it too. It just felt like he was Joe because he was so obsessed, and he's like, my little nightmare, and it made me think of like all the times Joe would be like my little whatever he would say.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was just like you. Yeah.
Hello, you. And that's just the vibe.
And ever since you said that, it was just like the narrator's voice changed for me. All I could hear was Joe's voice.
Because when we started the book, we were just like, oh, this voice sounds so good, so deep. It's a good narrator.
Yeah.
And then it turned into Joe.
Yeah, complete Joe. Like, 360. Yeah, that's all I heard.
And I was like, ooh. Joseph.
I know. Like, go find love. Get out of this book.
Please leave. Go to your children. Go take care of your children, you psychopath. But it was literally just boom, instant switch. That's his voice now, which kind of just disturbed me a little bit.
For sure.
Because I was like, Joe is just not attractive in any form or way for me.
No, not at all.
But apparently his
not
voice,
my type.
His voice was before I knew it was his.
Yeah, no, I'm upset now.
But Jonah is apparently Cara's mysterious love interest. I say mysterious because nobody knows. So they've been doing the things for a little while. And at this party that they're at, Jonah pulls her upstairs, and it's just kind of rough. They do some things. But at the same time, he is being such a jerk to her the whole time. And she's just like, come on, chump, get it over with. But Rhett is watching through the door.
Which I thought was so weird because I was just expecting him to bust in. I did not expect him to let them go through the whole ordeal.
Yeah, like they're in there being freak-a-leaks, and he's like, peeking through the door. Here's my teardrop, just peeking through the door. And then homie just messes up her makeup. We'll just say it like that. He messes up her makeup, and she's upset about it, and he's like, whatever. I can't stand men like that.
No, I didn't like that either. And especially just, I was mad at her for letting it go on as well, too.
Yeah.
It's like, it just made me mad that the author let that happen, you know?
Yeah.
Because there was really no fight from Cara at all during this point.
She just takes it. It doesn't matter. And it just made me feel bad because I'm like, okay, so Cara doesn't have any self-worth. None whatsoever.
But then on the flip side of that, if she wasn't used to that, it was probably a very surprising moment because that's how it came off too, that she was just disoriented by the way he was acting there too.
But it's weird that she would write it that way. If they've been having a secret relationship, you would think it would be more cordial than that.
Yeah.
Or more, not even if it's just a friends with benefits situation, even a little more intimate than that.
Yeah, no, I agree. They did date before. They were ex-boyfriend and girlfriend.
Because you just don't get worse like that. It just doesn't come out of nowhere. So there was nothing to lead it to that point for him to just randomly act that way. Like, she should have dropped nuggets in there that Jonah was a prick or something, like, just along the way, because I feel like that wasn't dropped enough.
No, I was very surprised by his actions.
Yeah, so it was just weird. But then it gets even weirder because they go outside and she's like, I gotta come up with a cover-up so that way my makeup's all ruined. Sloan knows what my face looked like. I still can't tell her about Jonah. And so she goes, oh, bobbing for apples. Perfect. I'll just go, stick my covered face in.
But also, who's out there bobbing for apples?
Cara. Cara is. That's where all the seamen go to die.
Ew, now I never want to bob for apples. That book has ruined so much for me.
I bet that's the only reason why the apple toe was out there.
Oh, God.
So she goes and she's like, oh, I'm a bob for apples. But Rhett is still being creepy and watching her. But Jonah literally, slams her head in there and holds her under the water, drowning her. And she's trying to get out. And he's just laughing the whole time.
And again, Rhett doesn't come to save her either.
Weird.
Because he's just like this big, bad, buff CIA guy. But he let his woman be degraded and almost drowned.
Yeah,
he's just out there just watching like this with his little teardrop.
Scarecrow.
Yeah, it's like just... and not doing anything, but still being, oh, my little nightmare, I love you.
I'm going to tattoo your name in places.
Yeah, but you ain't protecting me.
Yeah, I'm not. You can drown a little bit.
Yeah, what the heck?
Rhett has problems.
Yes.
Jonah has problems. Cara has problems.
But I did find that this next part was funny when Sloan and Cara get back together and they're both drunk and they decide to leave. Mm-hmm. And Sloan calls for an Uber and then Rhett basically steals a car and pretends to be the Uber driver. I was like, dang, man.
That was so crazy to me because he just doing his little again. And literally canceled her Uber, made himself an Uber driver in the system to make it look like he's coming to get them. And it's just like, hey, ladies, get in.
Yes, like, beep, beep, come on. But then he takes them home and carries them inside, okay?
Yeah.
So they just let this random person come into their home. He deposits them on the couch, and it's just like, oh, I'm just going to bebop around her house and put up all of these, cameras around her house, and before he leaves, they drunkenly invite him into the party tomorrow. So this time he finally has an invite.
Yeah, for real. And so he's like, oh, my little nightmare. Look at her dark gothic house. She wants me. She's made for me. I just love her jack-o'-lanterns. I got a gift in mind for her.
Oh, and let me tell you, this gift is not one I would ever want to receive.
No. But anyways, Rhett is planning his big moment of revenge. He is still big mad for how Jonah treated Cara. He's like, he's gonna die. And we're like, yeah, second teardrop. It's coming. Second teardrop coming. He says no one treats his nightmare like that. Joe, from you.
But again, you didn't stand up for your woman, man. Yeah, you just let her. You let all those things happen.
Yep. And then... I thought this part was funny. He starts ranting about Jonah, and then he talks about how Jonah has a little peen.
A micro peen.
I think most of the book we were sitting there.
Yeah, very confused.
Once it got to the party, that's when everything went down. We were just... What?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it was when he said he was going to tattoo her name on his peen.
It really probably
from there, it just went...
But you see, it could have went Thriller vibes from there. It could have easily turned... It did not turn into that.
No.
It didn't.
But Thriller. I still want to read book 2.
But anyways, he goes back to the party. He's still got his little scarecrow mask on, whatever. He sits on a log with Jonah, and then they're smoking a joint together. Just whatever.
Broing it up.
And then Rhett just cuts his head off. And literally stabs him a few times, cuts his head off. And then it's just like, okay, we're going to put the body in the lake, but I got plans for the head.
Yes!
So he takes the head. And he has a plan to turn it into a jack-o'-lantern because he thinks his little nightmare will love it.
Demented, man. Demented.
I was not ready for that part because he was talking about how Cara has all these beautiful jack-o'-lanterns carved great, like how she took her time on it and how she would appreciate Jonah and the artwork that he's done. So homie's just out there, just smoking a joint, carving a head.
I think I remember at this point we paused the book because we were both just, what the heck just happened? And we were only 50% in the book, and I was like, if this is at 50%, what else is going to happen?
And it happens.
It happens.
Everything
for sure.
else happens.
Well, the next day, he's just like watching them, creeping on them through the camera, and he is basically planning to set up Jonah's head at her house, and he starts getting ready, and he decides to use Jonah's pumpkin costume as his costume. But they ended up going to the party, and Cara sneaks off to the cornfield to pee. Okay? This is where the book took another deep dive down into the darkness.
This is where it lost 87 stars for me. It's in the negative stars.
But she's out in the cornfield and she sees this pumpkin head, still thinking that it's Jonah at this point. Then the pumpkin head just keeps like approaching her. Then she realizes it's not Jonah anymore. Mm-hmm. And he whispers through the pumpkin head, "Run, little nightmare." So she takes off. She in this little spanky spank costume. She probably got nothing on. She's got these little heels on running through a cornfield. So at this point, I'm just like, I can never wear heels in a cornfield. I need to be ready to be a track star at all times.
I'm never going to a cornfield after this book. Like, I went and did a corn maze a while back. I ain't never doing it. Like, this is the sealed the deal for me. This book right here, because I cannot. But he ends up running into the cornfield, and then he catches up with her after this weird little cat and mice chase, and she's enjoying it.
But also, she's not running towards the crowd. She's running away from the party. Yeah, she's running into the darkness. So like you said, she isn't away. Like, she's scared, but she's also
enjoying it.
Yeah, she's like thrilled by it.
So he pulls out a knife and holds it against her neck, and then he's just like, "Lay down." And she's just like, "Well, okay." No. But okay. Just, I'm not going to do that. Do it.
And she does.
And then things get a little raunchy.
Okay? At this point, I will never look at a corn cob ever again.
I almost feel like this is illegal to talk about.
I really do too.
But he grabs the corn.
Like, I don't even want to say it. Basically, she gets corned by the knob. Like,
by the knob.
By the knob.
He's like, slob on the knob, yeah. Corn in the gob.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, and I was very disturbed.
And next time, I'm just going to send a corn emoji to anybody who's listening to this book just to traumatize them.
And it's just at this point, too, she didn't fight this corn, okay? But the corn comes back again later in the story, okay? Yeah. It comes back. Like, it wasn't just once, it was twice.
I just feel embarrassed to talk about this. She ends up getting tied up with pumpkin vines. He shoves the corn in his pocket. There's a pumpkin cream comment.
We won't elaborate more than that.
Nope. It hurt.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
It still hurts a little bit, for sure.
I may throw up.
Woo. Well, after they get down to the business, she basically goes home with him. She does not fight. She goes home with him. She rides on his bike back to her house. She willingly goes home. Okay? And then it ends. It ends as they're walking into the house. That's it.
She goes to open the door, and then she sees her Jonah lantern.
Yeah.
And he's just standing back.
Yeah. So this is why I have to read the second book, because I have to know how she feels. Does she like it? Does she love him? Is she okay with the Jonah lantern?
That's what I think. I just want to know if she's okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
And then I can stop reading it. I don't want to read any more after that.
Because it's just, honestly, I need to know about her. I feel like the book is so much about him and his wants and his desire of her, but it doesn't really explain a lot of her. You know?
No.
Like, is she going to run from him? Is she going to accept him? Those are the things I need to know.
Yeah, because she took him in the cornfield. How's she going to take him with the Jonah lantern?
Yeah. Is that going to be over the edge, not the corn cob?
If I ever see anybody just even point the corn cob at me, I'm running at this point. Out of here. Out. Get away from me, you creepy person. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. And I just felt worse reading it at Disney, too. I tainted the most magical place on earth.
Yeah, with a corn.
Like, the mouse would be disappointed.
Yeah. Walt Disney's rolling around in his grave right now. I just don't understand. I've never read anything like that before.
Me either. Well, do you have anything more to add?
I don't ever want to read it again.
Me either. But I do want to read book 2.
I just want to read the part where she just, if she liked it, that's all I need to know.
Yes, like maybe like the first 2 chapters is what I'm hoping we will get our answer.
What if he like knocks her out and then we miss her reaction?
Yes.
I need her reaction.
Yeah. Well, until then,
keep it Mildly spicy.
Yes, keep it PG at this point.
Not corn cob spicy.
No, you need.
Not bell pepper spicy either, but like at least chili pepper spicy, not corn cob spicy.
Maybe like ground pepper spicy.
Yeah, like just pepper. Just pepper.
Pepper spicy.
Yeah.
But watch your pumpkin spice lattes. Carry your pepper spray because you never know who's lurking.
That's it.
Yep. That's it.
I hope y'all never read this book. Feel better.
We'll catch you next time.